process optimization, picking systems, doing training, helping recruiters be better TA folks, talking to the business about why we should value recruiters even more. And yeah, I love it. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do because I feel like this has been my only career, if we're going to be honest.
Well, when you love it so much and you're clearly good at it, you might as well stick with it. And I do want to get into your company, but I want to touch on something you said earlier that you kind of started in the impetus of a lot of the different kind
Mhm.
of HR talent recruiting spaces, especially like you mentioned, you were there at the start of the internet. How did people apply to jobs before the internet? I worked in TV. I wasn't around for that, but we used to have to send our tapes, like physical copies of us on camera to studios. So clearly it's so different. So I want to ask you a little bit about that. You went through kind of the .com boom of how recruitment
Mhm.
was done, and now we're in this AI boom. So you're seeing two kind of major transformations in technology. What have you seen over the years? What are your thoughts? I know this is a broad question, but I feel like you probably have some nuggets that you've thought about over the years.
So yes, I come from a time where we were making calls, like literally, like trying to find folks' email addresses. You didn't need email. A lot of people did not want to be contacted via email because some people only had work email addresses and they didn't want you sending them a message to their work email account. Or, we would do these things where, depending if you were on the account management side of time or you were on the recruiter side, where you're trying to figure out people's email addresses because you know one person at that company and you try different iterations of it to get in touch with them. But we were faxing. We were crossing out contact information when I worked at the staffing company, making phone calls, putting ads in the paper. And can I just tell you, I know you worked in media, and advertising, like even newspaper ads, are expensive. Like we think about what it costs to now, post a job on Indeed or, job boards that scrape for free, for all intents and purposes. And no, we were shelling out major money. Like we were having to make decisions about what our spend was going to be and what jobs we were going to prioritize because we only had a budget of X amount of dollars and we had to make that last until, this time. And then, we started coming up with these hot jobs lists. What was this thing? And those were the things that were featured on your website. A lot of people did not want to apply that way. People were still doing paper applications. Um, there was a lot of follow up again via the phone. You call somebody now, like even me, my phone is on silent 24/7. If
I
my
don't answer a
phone ring,
number I don't know.
if my phone were to ring, I'm like, what is that? Like, what is that? And now we spend, most of our time like this, interacting via video call. I never knew anyone until I never met anyone until they came in, by the way, came in for an interview into an office. I sat them down. I went over a benefits overview. I gave them an overview of the job. I walked them to the hiring manager. I waited for them to come back.